Well, I think the big change since last year is the fact that we've now got an HST, and it's an ex-Great Western one, and these were some of the last to be refurbed with these amazing seats. We've made some moderations, we've cleaned the carpets, put down some new lino in the buffet, changed some of the lighting to make them slightly warmer from the very cold white that they were before, and it's a 2+5, and the big change is obviously we've got catering. We've got a buffet car and a restaurant kitchen car, so we can serve full meals. So given that it's only a short journey, we're not going to be trying to do sort of 3-4 courses. We're going to be doing sort of, more bistro dining. But at the same time, we want to do a big Sunday lunch, so that's the plan. The real reason for changing the service pattern was because last year we just found we were running too many trains, and there were too many at the start and the end of the day when people didn't really want to travel. This is really a tourist attraction, and people, when they're on holiday, don't want to be getting trains at 7, 8 in the morning or 7, 8 at night. They want a leisurely day out. So we found that the window is really sort of 9 a.m. is the earliest, and people want to be back by about 6, 7 latest. So working on the paths that were available, it made sense to leave from the north where the train is based at sort of 9:30 in the morning, and then have a mid-morning departure from Skipton, so that's the most popular, the 11:18, up to Carlisle with a couple of hours, and then early afternoon back, and then an early evening one back out at 17:18, and that actually is that matches the demand best. Whereas last year we found that it was more, we were trying to be too ambitious with too many trains. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get a demand for this set on the S&C throughout the year? I somehow doubt it, because I don't think you'd find that there's going to be a demand for this in the winter. Maybe certain winter days, but not throughout. But I think the plan is to see how it goes this summer. It's going to be tricky because of COVID. We've been thrown a lot of curveballs, but I think what we've seen from last year and the interest that we've gained is that there is a demand for tourist-focused services. But I think potentially there could be other routes where this model could work. I don't think it's a panacea for all routes. I think it's bespoke, it's niche, and it only works for certain routes. But I think the Settle Carlisle it works really, really well on, because it's you've got a large population at the southern end who can use it for the day, and you're conveniently close to the Lake District at the north end, where you've got holidaymakers who want a day out. So you've got almost this sort of contra flow of passengers. So it certainly works here. I can think of a few other potential routes, but I think we don't want to run before we can walk. I think the main thing is to get it right on this line, and then just see if we can expand it beyond the summer into other months on this route, and then look at other routes beyond that. So I think the really important thing is this isn't a route, and it's not a one-size-fits-all type route. There are lots of different passengers. You get locals, you get people doing long-distance journeys from Leeds to Glasgow, and you've got tourists. So I think that the one-size-fits-all type of northern service doesn't really suit everybody well. It suits the locals very well, and I think for certain local journeys it's fine. But for dedicated, sort of bespoke tourists who want a bit more comfort, a bit more space, and want to just gaze out the window and enjoy the journey, then this type of train is much more suitable, and that's what we're finding. And then people will often book this, and then they think that local station looked lovely, so they come back a week later, and then they book a ticket on Northern. So there's a lot of cross promotion, and that's what Northern were finding. The first thing they said to me is at the end of the season, our service really grew off the back of yours, and they grew at the same time. So that was really healthy, and that shows that collaboration and working together is the way forward rather than fragmentation.